be the fire safety in terms of fire exits and a sprinkler system, as well as any necessary repairs to the building. That's kind of where we're starting. Right now we're just in an investigative stage with all this. It's sort of a fact-finding mission to see if this is feasible and hopefully get a ballpark, and then in the hopefully near future we'll present that information to the board and the public as well. But tonight what we're asking is for the coalition to have access and use of the lower floor below the museum at 67 Main Street at Old Town Hall. This is the room where the town board meetings previously took place, and before you all moved here, we all moved here. And I don't think there's really much going on there. We thought it would be a wonderful opportunity for us to begin building this coalition of local community groups, community organizations, arts groups, as well as individuals, interested residents, and individual artists. This would be a great way to begin the programming and also drive awareness and support fundraising efforts to get the theater floor open upstairs. So with that, I think we're about ready. We have a PowerPoint presentation here tonight about what we're looking at. So it's, again, the basement floor at 67 Main Street, and we'd be looking to begin programming and drive awareness. What we're asking the town board is for a rental agreement, a request of a 10-year lease, the $1 a year lease, and the town basically would support the current level of utilities that it already provides. So what we're asking is that we're not going to cost the town any additional money. It just to let us move in there and start doing programming at no additional cost to the town for what you're already paying to maintain the building. So the current level of town-supported services. So in other words, if we had events there on the weekends, we would be responsible for those services when it's not a town hours. And also, we would also coordinate scheduling and hopefully have some Main Street signage as well so people can find us and publicize events that are happening at that location and as well as that in around the town. So with that, I think we're going to tag team it here. I'm going to hand over to Judy Morano, who will go on to the next part.
Thank you, Bob. Hi, Judy. Welcome.
Hi. How's everybody? Okay. So what I'm going to talk about is the cooperative use of the space. It's an open space right now, and there's a lot of potential for it. And I'm going to start backwards. What we see this as is a way to increase traffic and focus on Main Street. That's, first and foremost, people will be coming to Main Street, which I think can be a really positive thing. We'll drive awareness for cultural arts, and obviously we'll be supporting the museum and the library with more traffic, and just overall bring more traffic to Main Street. Now, as far as the library goes, they do use a piece of that space, and we'll look at the space in a minute, for their book sales. So we would like to continue those book sales in the extension and also partner with them maybe for some of the larger things they do. I know twice a year they have a larger book sale that we can partner with them and also do cooperative programming with them. The museum, we've also been in contact with the museum, and they're very interested in working with us and doing some programming together. So we're looking at an open space that seats 50 people. We can do things like historical readings and writing workshops that the library may not have space for. Doing children's literature programs. Again, the library is crowded, and they can use that space to enhance some of the programming that they have. And also just using it as a place to exhibit local artists, which we don't really have a space to do that right now. And again, it would bring people down to Main Street.
Very good. Thanks, Judy.
Wait, I'm not done yet. You don't get rid of me that easy.
Please proceed.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so this is the picture of the space that we're dealing with. Can I walk over here? Everyone can hear me if I walk over here. Okay, so the back space where the building department used to be we're not looking at that. That's an unusable space right now. So what we're looking at is your lobby, the restrooms, This is the part that has the glass partition where they used to do tickets, or I guess they used to do business out of. And then the open space. The rest of the offices are being used for, these 4 offices are being used for storage, and we have no intention of right now using those spaces. They'll be continue to be used for storage. The one office that's here, we would like to use as our Town of Southeast Cultural Arts Coalition office space. So it would make it, this space has many, many uses if we take it this way. We've got small meeting space and reception area. We've got large meeting space, so there can be more than one thing going on at a time. Plus we have the lobby where we can be putting up, leaving out information of things that are going on, leaving it open during things like Founders Day. You know, having it as a central point that we can go together and see what's going on in the town, to see what kind of cultural arts things are going on. So this is the space we're talking about, the lobby, the reception, and the large meeting, and the office.
Thanks, Judy.
You're welcome.
Okay, I'm Debbie Levin. I'm part of the Town of Southeast Cultural Arts Coalition as well. I won't take up too much time. Judy has already mentioned to you some of the potential uses of the space. I think what's very exciting about this is the opportunity for cultural arts organizations across a wide range of disciplines to partner together and team to promote the exciting atmosphere, cultural atmosphere that is actually here in the town of Southeast and gets very little visibility because it has no center to focus it. This is the objective of being in this space, is to focus the attention that the town of Southeast has tremendous cultural arts capabilities, possibilities, and opportunities. And so we would use the lobby, for example, to focus where there is information about the various organizations that are performing, having seminars, having lectures, doing all sorts of amazing things that are going on here in the town of Southeast, a central place where that information can be distributed to the public and available to the public on an ongoing basis. In addition, the reception area, as Judy pointed out, well, it's not up there anymore, but it will be helping to establish a point of presence in the town of Southeast Old Town Hall, where we really want to, over time, and as we can afford to do it, get to Act 3. I don't know if you saw on slide 1, we're looking at this as an Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. Act 1 is to get in there, get the focus, get people working together and working cooperatively. Act 2 is to take that energy and see if we can get, at least minimally, into the theater space and get programs going there. And we're talking broad range of programs in partnership. And Act 3, ultimately, is to do the fundraising to open the theater properly and really get something really exciting and dynamic going on in the town of Southeast, in the village of Brewster. So we're hoping that all of those wonderful things can go on. We can focus the Town of Southeast Cultural Arts Coalition, have that as our headquarters, if you will, so that we can drive program, drive scheduling, drive partnership and cooperation, and drive fundraising to reach our goal. So what are the options? Mark, next slide. So just to go quickly, in the large central space, we can have meetings. It's been used for meetings before. Let's get exciting and have cooperative meetings across organizations as well as organization-specific meetings. But I know, being part of several different cultural arts organizations over the years in the town of Southeast, we're meeting in living rooms and cold churches and all the rest of it. This would be a good place for organizations to center and have their meetings, planning sessions, etc. And of course, we wouldn't be all the time. We would make the space available for Town of Southeast meetings and other organizational meetings as appropriate and as the scheduling allows. As Judy mentioned, we can have exhibitions, local artists, photographers, sculptors. If you saw, I don't know where the article came from, but well, this was the New York Times article that was about a theater that has been reopened in Wilmington, Delaware, and has introduced tremendous revitalization. But as far as exhibits, we know that opening this coming weekend at Arts on the Lake in Carmel is an art exhibit and book sale, and generating a lot of traffic. to the town of Carmel. We can be doing the same thing here. We can also have lectures. This isn't a huge space, but it is big enough so that you can have some substantial lectures of many different topics and interests, and cross-organizational interests. We can be teaming. We can team with the library to come up with good ways to promote their book sale, team with the museum to get actors in to present their historical programs, things like that. It's all about partnering and teaming to make this visible. Performance events are available, receptions. We can have exhibition openings, fundraising kickoffs, any number of events of a small nature, obviously, workshops, all sorts of opportunities that we can exploit there. Last page. As I said, there are lots and lots of organizations out there. Here's a sampling of the organizations that we've spoken with and who are very excited and proud to lend their support to this effort. So I hope you're as excited as we are, and we can move forward with this.
Very good. Thank you, Debbie. Bob?
Great, thank you. And I know in talking with Levon a little bit tonight, I think I think details need to be dealt with in terms of the lease and options like that before the town board actually acts on anything. That's my understanding. Is that correct?
Well, I thought we could adopt your proposal tonight and then work out the details. Deem it dated today and then put it in motion.
I'd support that.
Then I move we adopt the Town of Southeast Cultural Arts Coalition headquarters at Old Town Hall proposal, which is undated, but we'll deem it dated today. Is there a second?
I'll second
it. Ruth, who was that?
Doesn't make it better.
Need a button here, right?
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion carries unanimously. Thanks, folks, and congratulations.
Say, Bob, I'd like to make one comment. I appreciate the very comprehensive presentation you made. And I did talk to the library, and they're very happy that you'd be there, and there's not a conflict with them, certainly. And it's great to give this thing some life, this facility, and you'll have a place to operate. So I appreciate the very involved presentation. So good luck.
Great, thanks so much. And again, we do want to stress that this is a space for the community, and we want community input and community involvement on many fronts. So thanks.
Thanks again, folks. Item 7, Peach Lake Stormwater Basins. We met the other day, or I met with Supervisor from North Salem, Warren Lucas, and others, council and council from North Salem. We met with the engineers, two sets of engineers, about the Peach Lake Stormwater Basin issue. Will, I don't recollect that there is something for us, there's business for us to settle tonight.
No, I believe that we're moving forward. It looks like we're getting closer to a resolution, and I guess we'll come back to the town board when we have more to report.
Agreed. Let's defer that item tonight while the engineers develop a alternate plans. Item 8, authorizing special assessment district for Peach Lake.
Actually, that's a misprint. It should be authorizing special assessment for the Peach Lake Sewer District. We had a public hearing on this last month. As it was explained, I believe we have a capital call on the bonds that that were floated to finance the Peach Lake Sewer District, and in order to capture enough revenue to pay that, which I believe comes due in November, we notified the residents within the Town of Southeast portion of the Peach Lake Sewer District that there would be an assessment, and those assessment notices went out, the public hearing was held, and I believe there's a resolution in your packet
That's right.
which would authorize the imposition of those assessments.
Okay, thanks. And just so the folks at home know, which, first of all, this only affects the Peach Lake Sewer Plant Special District. And second of all, it's only a partial assessment this year. The full assessment, the partial assessment to pay, as the town attorney noted, the bond payment in November. And next year will be the full assessment of approximately $1,200 per household in that special district. Read this.
I'd like to read this. Peach Lake Sewer District authorized